Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Thanks for agreeing to speak with me.
No problem.
And I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your experience with accessibility in Montreal.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, for the most part, it's not bad, but like I was saying earlier, you can't really be spontaneous. Like, I can't just get up and go out with my friends when I want to. Like
right.
you're always having to think about the destination you're going to, whether it's accessible or not. And sometimes they say it is, and then you get there and certain things aren't.
Tell me about that.
Well, for instance, just a little while ago, I got together with a musical group that I know called Your Favorite Enemies,
Okay.
and we all get together for brunch at a restaurant called Carlos and Pepe's downtown Montreal. And for me, like I have a urinary bag, so I have to empty that every once in a while.
And you have to plan it,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing is I didn't even think about that because this is just new. I've only had this for a couple of months now,
Right.
so I'm still, trying to always think about that all the time. And so I went to go to the washroom, and their washroom was just off of their kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't even get in. So
Oh,
I'm right at the door of the washroom, near where the toilet was right there. But like all the people that are the guys washing dishes are right behind me,
right.
and I'm there emptying my bag.
Oh,
It was awful.
nobody
And
wants to be in that position.
and even the bathroom itself, I mean, it literally looked like a little closet. It was so small. It was only about like this wide,
Yeah.
and literally only about that long.
So you
And
literally
the
could
wall
not
and the
fit
walls
in the
looked
door.
dilapidated. It was crazy. It was like a
Wow.
storage room practically with a tiny little toilet stuck in it.
And how does the rest of the restaurant look?
The rest of the restaurant looked great. It looked fine, and but it was just that accessible washroom.
And they had said it was accessible
Yeah,
on the phone, or
yeah, yeah.
wow.
I asked them, and yeah.
You're not the first person. I spoke the other day to someone who was told on the phone accessible washroom, and
Mhm.
then when she got there
Mhm.
and looked for it, there was a sign pointing to the accessible washroom up a flight of
Mhm.
stairs.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened next? So you just had to do this, and
Yeah.
for your health, you had to.
Yeah, I had to empty my bag. I had no
Yeah.
choice, and but I mean, for anyone else going there, you really have to be prepared. And like next time, I'd bring something with me to help me out with that situation, rather than actually going into
But they lied
that
on the
washroom.
phone.
Yeah.
What street are they on? Because I'm going to go photograph that.
Um,
Is there just the one downtown,
I'd
Carlos and
have to
Pepe's?
I'd have to look I'd have to look and see what their street was. I know the address is 4210, but I can't remember
That might be enough.
what street exactly. But
So it's like right downtown?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Well, I will go, but the entrance is level.
yeah.
So
The
you
entrance
get
is level.
fooled. That's the
Yeah,
other thing,
yeah.
is there'll be an accessibility feature. So you
Mhm.
think this is okay.
Yeah.
And you go, oh no.
Mhm. And
That's infuriating.
another thing too. Well, this was like years ago. I was trying to look for work. I was looking for like a paying job, and um, I applied at this place. They were doing like marketing and stuff like that. And I spoke to the guy on the phone, and he said, "You have a great voice and everything. We'd love to hire you and all that." But the only problem was they have an elevator in the building,
Yes.
but on the outside of the building they have stairs. They had like 3 stairs,
Yeah.
and then the elevator was in the building. But
And they aren't willing to put in a ramp?
well, that person in particular would have liked to, but
Uh-huh.
he doesn't own the building, and it depends on the number one on the owners of the building, but also like I know there's regulation that after a certain year, all buildings have to be wheelchair accessible, like definitely. But any ones that were built before that specific year, they don't have to be. So that's where the problem comes in sometimes.
So now you're working at a non-profit organization, doing assembly.
Yeah.
So this is not paid work?
It is paid, yes. It's but it's with welfare.
Okay.
So yes, we get paid, but it's not much still. But it is something, and I do like it. So yeah.
Okay. So you make friends here, and
yeah.
It's fully accessible.
Yeah.
Good place to come. Are you still looking for work elsewhere?
Eventually, yeah. Like right now, my contract is till next February.
Oh, it's contractual.
Yeah, it's contractual.
I see.
But yeah, I would like to. There was one place that I was working at called Le Fort Enfants et Famille, and I really loved it there. I worked there. I volunteered there for 3 years. The only problem at the time was that this was before I had my bag for my urine. I was doing catheterizations, and for that I had to be laying on a bed. And obviously they didn't have that there. They had accessible washrooms, but they didn't have
the facilities for you.
The facilities for me. So like I couldn't stay like a full day. I wouldn't have been able to. Now like this I probably would, but at the time I couldn't.
So a workplace would need like a room and a bed where like we have here.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just move the camera to show that?
Yeah, this was bought in for my case.
Okay.
Actually, because I was the first one to come here that needed to do catheterizations at the time.
Okay, so they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then just that one thing makes it possible. I mean, that does seem like it's a hospital bed with railings, but you don't really need the railings, do you?
No.
It's just an ordinary cot.
Yeah.
That's padded.
Yeah.
And has like cushioning on it.
Yeah.
And then
because that's the only thing is like at the time I needed just a place to lay down.
Right.
To be able to do my catheter. So like even one time I worked at the YMCA in Westmount, and they didn't have a bed, but what they did was they took a whole bunch of gym mats and placed them one on top of the other till it was level with my chair.
Yeah.
So then I could transfer onto that and do my catheter.
And do you do that yourself, or do you have an attendant?
No, I do it myself.
You do it yourself?
Yeah, I was taught at the age of 7 to do my own catheterization.
So all it takes is a pile of gym mats or a cot.
Yeah.
Which, to me, doesn't seem like a whole lot to do for another human being if it means that they can have independence and a job.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like even a particularly expensive accommodation or fancy. It's not fancy.
No.
So that's the one thing you need in order to be fully employed somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that was then. Like now, like I said, I have my bag. So
yeah, so you're even more independent.
But the washrooms, it all depends. Like last week, I had an appointment at my hospital, Maisonneuve-Rosemont, on l'Assomption in the East End.
Okay.
And I went. I thought to myself, like, I didn't have time to empty my bag when I was at home, so I said, well, I'll empty it before going for my appointment when I get there. I went into 3 different washrooms, and the toilets were too low.
In the hospital?
Yeah, they were about up to here, and I couldn't even reach with my bag.
Was it the children's department?
No, it was regular normal washrooms, and
so they had the accessible toilets too low.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they were supposed to be accessible or not, but they were,
because you're not a large you're not a tall or large person.
No.
So, like, how tall are you?
5'3", 5'4".
Okay.
That's
Because I'm 5'3", and you know, the height that you're indicating seems like it's a child size, like you'd see in a daycare.
About like that, like, but it wasn't, because like normally, like a normal height toilet, I can reach like just like this.
Okay.
But this was like down lower. It was about a good 3-4 inches down lower.
Can you gesture again so I get it on camera?
Yeah.
What floor was that on? I'll see if I can get in and take a picture.
I think it was on the main floor actually. When I went in, yeah.
And what's the name of the hospital again?
Maisonneuve-Rosemont.
Amazing.
It's on de l'Assomption.
Wow. That's very odd. Did you say anything to them?
I didn't have a chance at the time, but I am thinking of doing that though.
Yeah. It gets exhausting.
Yeah.
Always speaking up just to have basic amenities.
That's one thing that I hate is
Can I get in the door of your restaurant? Can I use your bathroom?
It would be nice just to go with no headaches and no,
like, an able-bodied
not having
person.
to think about anything, and just go have fun, and that's it.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's how we started this interview. You said it's the lack of spontaneity.
Because that's it. Like, lots of times my friends will ask me, you know, hey, do you want to go out for lunch or something like that?
Sure.
And I'll be like, yeah, sure. Just let me call the restaurant first, see if they're accessible, and see if they have an accessible bathroom. You know, it's always a big, you know.
Yeah, it's tiring, and then when they misrepresent.
Yeah.
The amenities. Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, Maggie, thank you very, very much for speaking
problem.
with me, and I know that what you've said will be helpful to other people with disabilities, and hopefully we're also creating change.
Yeah, definitely we need that.
We need change.
Yeah,
we need the people who are able to create accessibility to take this more seriously and move more quickly to do so.
Yeah.
So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.